Hi, my name is Daphne. This video is part of a short series where I show you how I make some of my soaps. And in this particular video, we are doing the demonstration portion of the soap making process. After weighing all of my ingredients, I then proceed melting my hard oils, either in a double boiler or the microwave. I then prep the remainder of my ingredients, which are fragrance oils. I weigh out a few grams of these soft oils to add to my purple and rose clay. This helps incorporate them into the batter later on smoothly. The titanium dioxide I use is water soluble, so I mix that with some water. I also weigh out my coconut milk. In the meantime, I check my butters to see if they're fully melted. Once my butters have fully melted, I add my soft oils, which helps cool them down, and then I add my additives before I add the lye solution. Once the temperatures are within 10 degrees of each other, the lye and the oils, I carefully pour the lye solution through a sieve, filtering out any lye lint or particles. Once I reach a light emulsion, I usually like to add my fragrance oil. I do this because it gives me time to blend some more later on, especially if I'm separating the batter to add colors. I pour about 5 or 6 ounces for each color. It doesn't have to be perfect. Every pour is different, and that's the point. Although I'll be pouring these colors into this one loaf, after the cut, each bar will be unique. This is handmade soap. Nothing has to be perfect. And just like us, like people, each bar will be one of a kind. I add the titanium dioxide to the bulk of the batter to lighten up the base. I start with the base color, then alternate between the purple and the rose. Pouring is my favorite part of the soap making process. Each pour falls a little different, and again, that's okay. Too much of one color might take over, like this purple clay, but I promise it will create something better together with the rose clay and the white base. Life works the same way. Even our strengths, our challenges, even the parts that feel overwhelming, they come together to make something whole. So this part always challenges me a bit. I come in with a design in mind, but then I want to freestyle. I know I'm not the only soap maker that has this experience. I use the rod to make a swirl on the inside of the soap, then adding the last splashes of batter on top. Using a spoon, I decided to go with my signature wavy peaks. The close-up of the wet tops always makes it look edible, but it's not. The black raspberry vanilla is an old faithful, and it's one people love. Unmolding these soaps is pretty easy. The wooden loaf has 3 push holes on the bottom, and then I gently release air from the silicone molds, which makes sliding the soap out much easier. There's something about cutting soap that is so satisfying. I usually bevel the soaps before I cut them, but I remember just in time, so using a potato peeler, I just bevel the edges really quickly. Each bar has its own look, and that's what I love about handmade. They're headed to cure on the rack for 4 to 6 weeks and will be available on the 24th of October. What kind of scents do you reach for mostly? Fruity, floral, or fresh and clean? Or do you like gourmand? Let me know. Stay tuned to the final video of the series. Thanks for watching.